packed up, getting ready to go on another trip.
Yes, yes, folks. Can you see us? Can you see me? Can you see Mark and Erica?
Well, don't sign anything. Keep that conscience clean.
Which means we're going on a trip. We're heading to Reno. You can't see that sign. You can't even see that sign at all. We're heading to Reno. We're doing a little bit of the Tahoe Twirl, a very short 2-day trip, and we're just getting going after a drive up here from Santa Cruz. So we're stoked.
Okay, here's the adventure plan. Can adventures have plans? Yes. Do they always go according to plan? No. But here's the plan. A little bit of a car shuttle situation. We were leaving a car in South Lake Tahoe and then piling in another car and heading to Truckee and starting the trip from there, spending the 3 days and 2 nights out on the trail, and then shuttling back to Truckee, which coincidentally was then where Erica was going to just leave on a backpacking trip from there. So that's our adventure plan, and we're heading out. We're heading out from Truckee. Getting out on some of these trails that, sure, they weren't that far from the highway outside of Truckee, but just something about them, as you could see, I mean, just like instant bliss, and sure, we know that, we haven't like crossed any rivers or climbed any mountains yet, but it's just nice to just get out on a beautiful, gorgeous trail like some of these initial ones were.
We must practice reason when delight was not an option, 'cause sight was revealed to the wicked and the power of many was
The bike back. How's it?
Generally, I'm going to just like describe this area as the Lake Tahoe area. Maybe that's broad, wrong, whatever, but that's definitely how I feel like I'm connecting to the trip. And we were particularly impressed just by the meadows on day one. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful meadows, and we're really just soaking that in.
Going in, just going for it.
Hey guys, so we just crossed that creek. We filled up on some water, filtered some water from that creek, and Erica, people are coming too. I don't know. I don't know if we're halfway there or...
Halfway.
Yeah, not quite halfway.
20 miles in.
Okay, about 20 miles in and 20 miles to go. There you go. So we should keep moving.
We did get to do this river crossing, and about 30 yards past the first, I guess, quote-unquote river crossing, we realized, this is the actual river that we're supposed to be crossing. There's a bridge there that's fallen apart. And so this was actually kind of a task. There wasn't a clear path, like, everyone goes this way. Like, I'm not saying there wasn't one. I mean, there must be. We just didn't see it or couldn't find it. So yeah, we just kind of forged our own path to cross the little Truckee River.
Wet versus full falling down. Yeah. slippery, huh?
Yeah, this is this weird part where for some reason we started like having a pretend conversation of shit talking about one of our favorite cycling YouTubers, Dustin Klein, his van, and kind of comparing it to my little van. And then like, I guess the joke was that his was totally overdone and that sucked. So yeah, I don't know. It's basically stupid.
So we were just sitting here on the trail talking about Dustin Klein and how shitty his van is and complete overkill. I mean, ridiculous.
Is he listening to this talk?
Dustin, this is Dustin Klein's van destroyed. You know, clearly just trying to drop some Dustin Klein trash talking to get hits.
Good time to think about picking up a Bike Vids koozie. Remember, don't be a dick. We try to keep that in mind here at Bike Vids. Pick it up at the Bike Vids store, bikevids.bigcartel.com, or just email me and tell me what you'd like for free. People don't generally buy shit at the Bike Vids store, so just let me know and hey, I'll just send it to you for free.
99.9% I will not use that footage. That's not how we roll at Bike Vids.
So that funny joke part is over, and we're back on the road, and actually we're in a, I don't know if we captured any because we're probably holding on tightly. In this section, definitely like some four-wheel drive vehicles, like off-road vehicles out here too, sharing the roads. Everyone looked like they were having fun and super polite. It definitely does like kind of make things a little bit dusty and crazy, but we're basically about ready to drop into Reno and be done for the day. After going up a few manageable but sustained climbs, we're basically kind of on our final descents out of this area that are super fun, but like I guess I'd say we didn't get any flats. Very rough, very rocky. It's almost as if the earth is made of rock. That's how I was feeling at the time. But yeah, we made it through and heading into Reno. So one giant taint crushing descent later, we were taking some bike paths into Reno. We stayed at a hotel room near the Truckee River, and it was also Mark and Erica's wedding anniversary, and so that's rad that I could be the third wheel on that one. And so we got some food, went to a bar in town, and basically crashed out exhausted after a long day driving up to Tahoe area, and of course a nice day on the bike. So yeah, 3 days, 2 nights, just a little bit of the Tahoe Twirl. We're heading out of Reno. We know that there's massive climbing to be discussed later, but hey, before we left town, Bike Vids got to do, I think, its first ever live on-the-spot interview.
Coming through and hasn't let me down.
Did it stop or is it so, okay?
Just now when it
Sorry, I
goes,
stopped the
screen
flow.
goes black. So we're
The screen
editing.
went black.
we'll fix this in post-production. Day 2 of the bike trip. Here we are at my favorite grocery store in Reno, the food co-op. I try to come here every time. It reminds us of Santa Cruz. And we met Joey. What's up, man?
Not much. How y'all doing?
I'm doing awesome.
Nice.
Something we noticed was Joey's awesome GT. Tell us about this thing. Did you build it up, or where'd you get this thing?
Yeah, I built it up. There's a bicycle co-op here. I picked it up for about 30 bucks, and I had another mountain bike that was a little too big for me, and I kind of transferred all my parts over to it and added some new ones, and it's been running really good for me, and it's been riding like a dream.
Yeah, and this is drop bars, right? Drop bars, so proof that all you need is the 90s mountain bike, a nice Brooks saddle, 26-inch wheels, so it's really awesome. What's like something that you like to do in terms of bike riding here?
I like to ride a lot of the obscure trails around town. There are some railroads that ran north out of here. Well, they still do, but they rerouted them probably 100 years ago, and there's some old, like, abandoned railroad grade kind of going through the sagebrush, and I just like to go and follow, like, the old grade, you know. They kind of cut through the hills and raised up the bed to keep it level and stuff, and it's kind of cool to go re-explore all the abandoned stuff.
How long have you been here in Reno?
I'm from here.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm born here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet, man. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
And happy riding and have fun out there.
Yeah.
That was rad. Hopefully a new Bike Vids fan. Basically, like, long story short, as soon as we left Reno, we climbed up gnarly shit all day long. And it was hard, and there wasn't always as much water as we would have liked. And it hampered our ultimate plans. Our miles per hour was very low. We didn't really make it close to where we wanted to stay. We did make it over the largest hump, which was Mount Rose. Here we are again. I know, again, you can't tell the steep grades on film, but you see the road, right? You see how then it kind of looks like the road just falls off a cliff? I mean, that's the steep grade there. So we're on a little bit of a hike-up bike here, opening up our dirt session of day 2. But I'd say spirits are high. Even though a lot of our day could very well look like this. Up here I wanted to show you too. Just to pause this real quick. I mean, this was that was the understatement of the day in terms of how our day was going to go, and also a pretty kind of unique sense of, like, I do want to stay positive right now because I have a feeling later it's going to be a lot harder to appreciate some of the radness that we're doing. Before we sign off, where you kind of get stoked, you're like, okay, I got this. But then your hike-a-bike is the same steepness, but, it's like boulder ridden. So, this is the fun. And this is kind of why, kind of like doing these things kind of makes you tough, which is kind of being more of a wimpy type person. I'm stoked. I'm stoked when I get to feel tough. So here we are.
With our love so deep, we surely got to make it.
Can you hear this? It's like super crickets. Yeah, it's like, can you hear that? It's the loudest fucking crickets I ever did hear.
Timberland Drive was truly, like a test of fitness and mental fortitude. I was trying to imagine that the, like, river rock beds that we were climbing up, I was trying to just, like, mentally imagine that it was like a carpet of like a kind of a a red carpet was kind of in my mind. I don't even know. But the next phase of today is basically heading into Galena River State Park, or Galena State Park, and that is getting near Mount Rose, which is going to be which is going to be the next challenge of the day. We're basically going to be like 13 or 14 miles in of the day, and we're going to need to climb another 2,500 feet in about 10 miles.
We surely got to make it, or else the stories lie, and all the songs will die, and we're gonna have to make it if we try.
At the time, I didn't really know exactly where I was, but this is kind of a moment of just where the bliss stage kicks in, the blend of just, physical effort and, physical beauty all kind of, mesh into one. I'm like, yeah, I've made it. Here we are, kind of in the Tahoe Mountains, and this was a short-lived but really just awesome stage of the ride for sure. Just stoked, feeling it. This is what it's all about.
Guys, I don't know if you could see down there, but down there's the old highway, and the cool thing is we are on the old abandoned highway, which gets to skip being next to those really fast moving cars. The con is it's kind of at this point, it looks pretty good here. It's just more of today. It's like
today is about climbing uphill through boulders, like a road of boulders uphill.
So that's what we're doing. But it's still fun.
Dear Bike VIDS viewers, the one thing to know about this trip is we have spent a lot of time navigating. There's been a lot of moments of just hanging out and looking at the phone and trying to figure out, are we going the right way? What is the right way we're going?
And the reason is because basically it's Mark and I's fault. We both should have fucking uploaded it on our Wahoos. Because I'm not saying it's ruining my trip, but yeah, we're spending a lot of time fucking pulling our dicks out when we should just be riding up the road.
Yes.
Remember, folks, Bike VIDS is a kid-friendly show.
It is not.
Hello, folks. Checking in from the road. We've ridden 20 miles today, basically all uphill. I don't want to say like we're in a spot per se, and I know that after everything I say on any video, I always say, but we're still having fun. But basically, we don't want to camp out necessarily at the highest possible altitude. We're over 8,000 feet once we reach this peak. It's going to be cold. We are going to run out of water. But the spot where I guess is our kind of ideal camp spot is also basically like 18 miles away. Like I said, we've ridden 20 miles all day. The terrain looks like it's flatter, but we don't know. I mean, it could be flatter, but it could be super rough, or it could be flatter and we could just hammer out 15 miles, and so yeah, I guess we are in a bit of, did I say we're not in a bit of a spot? We're kind of in a spot. I think we'll survive. But I'm just being real. It's the real world of fucking bike packing. Yeah, anywho. Mark, having fun yet? Cool. So we're taking a break, having some food. We're gonna climb fucking the rest of this hill and figure out what's going on. If we find water somewhere between here and the next 18 miles, we'll probably camp there, especially if we get to drop down some elevation. So, all right.
Okay, celebrate. You're on camera. That's meaningful. We've been climbing all day. Yeah.
9,000 feet.
Let's go find some water.
Yeah, we're gonna just camp here on the asphalt.
As fate would have it, we didn't camp on the asphalt. We camped in this little dirt meadow. Not really where we expected to be, but it worked. We were at some higher elevation than expected, and it was cold when we arrived, and it was for sure cold at night. But you know what? I mean, yeah. I mean, look at it. Super lucky, super beautiful.
He's actually pumping up a tire, contrary to what it looks like. I'm gonna cut that audio out, man. It's too much bad stuff in this episode of Bike Vids.
What's bad about this episode of Bike Vids?
Well, I made the whip your dick out comment. You know, now I'm making a masturbation joke based on what it looks like with your pumping. This is like the raw. The raw, this is what it's really like.
This is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
BTS.
Sure, we're in nature, but I don't know. We're also inappropriately talking.
To wrap up this episode of Bike Vids, day 3, because of our unexpected end to day 2, day 3 ended up with me doing a basically kind of road time trial to Tahoe, picking up the car and meeting Mark and Erica at Spooner Lake, just because we were basically running out of time and it seemed like a mutually agreeable solution in order to maintain the fun and basically get back to where we needed to be.
All right, folks, so I guess, would I do this trip again? Yes. But from previous videos, you may know I kind of tend to just say that for everything. There was some rough riding on day 2, but I see that as a challenge and be more ready for day 2, and then finish the complete route, definitely. But hey, next time I'm up in South Lake Tahoe, maybe I will catch a ride up to the top of Mount Rose and finish the part that I didn't quite get to finish. Thanks for the idea, Erica. So I would definitely do some more riding up there. I plan on doing some more riding. It's amazing. Thank you for watching. I hope this episode of Bike Vids has inspired you in some way, maybe to get out on your bike to do some adventures. Not all things go according to plan, but guess what? It's all worth it. So peace. I hope you're doing well, and until next time, ciao.